Joining us now for analysis on the differing approaches to policy is Bruce LeVell. He's a longtime advisor to President Trump, a senior RNC media surrogate, and the former Republican chairman of Gwinnett County, Georgia. So, Bruce, right now we're looking at some of the hearings that are going on. Right now there's one taking place in Georgia where people are detailing different allegations of fraud that they saw, as well as some interesting evidence that they brought forward, whether it be video, exhibits, things of that nature. So you're familiar with the state of Georgia. You're from there. You've served as a GOP chair in Gwinnett County. Is any of this necessarily new to you, or is this something that you've heard of talks before?
Yeah, well, I've heard it, but not at this level of this magnitude, Alex, and thanks for having me. Well, listen, look, at the end of the day, the president had a record number turnout. There's no way in the world that Joe Biden could surpass Barack Obama. Let's just put that on the shelf right there. The second thing, and the president had the highest black voter turnout, since 1960, since Nixon, the highest Latino vote, the highest Jewish American, Asian American. And, the numbers don't lie, Alex, record numbers, stock market. So it's almost like, how in the world is this happening? And I believe I said this on your show a couple of times, Alex. The mail-in ballots were a setup for disaster. I knew this was going to happen. I know how the election process worked. I actually appointed one of the folks to the elections board there that's actually still serving there. And I know a lot about how this process works. And I knew these mail-in ballots would not have the proper chain of custody, Alex. Chain of custody, direct supervision, authenticating signatures. Are you valid voter? Are you legal voter? Are you registered to vote? I mean, the simple things. I knew that was going to get muckety muck. And that's why I fought against this. And I knew it was going to be a disservice to our country. And I knew it was going to be a problem. But Alex, I didn't know it was going to be at this magnitude of craziness.
Right. And, we could even look at some comments made by Democrats, for example, a couple months ago, where they were saying the same thing about voter fraud mail-in voting being ripe for voter fraud, saying that there are questions about Dominion's voting systems, things of that nature. But I think that even right now, what you're saying is even a more simple type of allegation, the idea that the chain of command didn't have the proper oversight, that it wasn't handled correctly. And to just make this a simple type of thing for people to understand, it would be like evidence in a murder trial, for example, going through other people's hands, getting other people's IDs all over, the fingerprints all over the object. That is the equivalent of what we're seeing here, but from a digital perspective, something where we can audit the results, find out who voted for who, where the votes came from, things of that nature. And now we're hearing conservatives have similar concerns about the upcoming Senate race. So I know that you're in Georgia as well. Are you confident in that race moving forward?
Yeah, well, I am, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, we want all Republicans, independents, Democrats, whoever you are, get back out there January 5th, exercise your precious right to vote for Senator Lawford, Senator Perdue. This is one of those things where, we know what's going on. I pray and hope there will be more extreme oversight, Alex, extreme oversight from here all the way to the election in January 5th. But yeah, it does put a problem here. Listen, my wife, beautiful wife I have, she's an IT engineer for 30 years. I remember when we first started getting these electronic devices going into our election, she said, honey, there's always a back door and you're opening up a level of problems in the future relying on electronics. I never forgot that, Alex. Over 20 years ago, she told me this, and my God, she was right. So, I'm very optimistic the fact that the president's accomplishments are very successful. The fact that he had a successful senator with David Perdue and Senator Lawford. They had good numbers. Alex, here in Georgia, number one place to do business. They have a great voting record. The American people, and you saw the minority market. Listen, 39+% African Americans here in Georgia. This president got almost 14% black vote. So that's telling you right there going into January 5th, like, well, wait a minute. Look at the economy, look at the lowest black unemployment. This is under Senator Lawford and Senator Perdue's leadership with Opportunity Zone, prison reform. They get that credit, Alex. The numbers don't lie. So I'm feeling optimistic that a lot of the, blue, or should I say independents and moderate Democrats, they're going to go over here and push the button for Republicans at Senator Lawford and David Perdue January 5th.
Yeah, and by the way, an IT worker in Georgia, why are we having you on this show? Get your wife on here to talk about what's going on down there.
She told me, listen, I've heard I told you so all week, man. I was like, I know, honey, I know. I just rather have a paper ballot. Look, Canada was tweeting like, we do paper ballots for that reason.
No, and that's the exact reason why, so you can have an audit, so you can make sure that you can verify the results. I mean, anything digital can be manipulated, and oftentimes we're left in a situation like right now, for example, where we can't even necessarily see the work. So, Bruce, before I let you go too, there is the importance, I think, that should be stressed of what Senate control would mean. There is, of course, the possibility that Joe Biden will take the White House, and really the only check that Republicans would then have on a Democratic administration would be the Senate. So can you just stress that for our viewers, how important it is for Republicans to hold on to the Senate if they do want to have that check on a potential Biden administration?
Well, I'm praying, that God will prevail, that President Trump will be back in that Oval, number one. So we'll put that on the record on the Alex Show. But more so, yes, we have to have that balance. You see what's going on. You saw the Russian hoax, collusion, delusion junk that they went after the president, the fake impeachment. Now, all of a sudden, Attorney General Barr's, telling Durham to go investigate it. Here we are in December, Alex. I mean, we need that accountability. We need that balance in check. And we do have the Supreme Court, and we need that Senate. If not, my God, do you really want the country to just run away? I mean, we need it, and we will retain the Senate, Alex. But I'm more hopeful we're actually going to see President Trump in that Oval Office. And I said it right here on your show, sir.
Yeah, everyone at home, you heard it here first. Bruce LeVell is predicting that right here. Bruce, it's always a pleasure having you on this program. I really appreciate you coming on tonight because there's a lot going on in the state of Georgia, and you're the perfect man to break it down. Thank you.
Thank you.